Hi, yes, hello, we're back. It appears that the tech was in fact teching because it can't be a stream event of any magnitude where the tech goes flawlessly. But now we have Clock Tower 3 with LinearC and friends. Hey Linear, tell us about your run and what you gonna be doing here.
All right. Thank you so much for that introduction. If you haven't already figured it out, I am LinearC. And today I'll be playing Clock Tower 3. If you haven't noticed, I have a new PNG tuber, thanks to the wonderful Bit Scared, who made this lovely design for me. So I'm so excited to show it off in my run today. So just a little bit of background about this game. I also played this at Back to Black, and it's a great time for sure. Clock Tower 3 was originally released on PS2. It's produced by Capcom, the only one in the series. So even if you never played any of the other Clock Towers, or you have but never played this one, then no worries, as it's a standalone game. It requires no knowledge of the other installments. First played this game many, many years ago, and I decided that it would be really fun to learn to try to speedrun it. It's got some really interesting elements to it, like magic girl transformation, boss fights, lots of running, and lots of RNG that can make this run very interesting to say the least. So we're going to be playing normal any percent, skipping basically all the cutscenes that we can. And so I will allow my wonderful couchmate to introduce themselves, and we'll go ahead and get started.
Hi everyone, I'm Metroid Crime, super excited to be here. I see that we can see on screen right now this very, very dangerous sequence that we're gonna see in the game. Really, really excited for this run today. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. So I don't want to keep everyone waiting. So time is going to start after I hit new game. So I'm going to count down from three, two, one. Let's go.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I almost said good luck and I was still muted. Run starting strong.
All right. So now I have control of our main character, Alyssa. Would any of you all like to kind of give the lovely chat out there a little bit of background of what's going on?
Sure, absolutely. So, this is our main character, Alyssa. Alyssa has been sent into boarding school for about 6 years. It is about to be her birthday. She got a letter saying to go into hiding for her 15th birthday, but instead went home, where she was told not to go. So she kind of went directly to her doom.
They never listen.
Never listen. Great. So this game, it's a PS2 game. The camera's really bad. It's really like kind of uncontrollable, kind of like Resident Evil, which is kind of like a classic trope of games of that era. Um, and the way this game works is that Alyssa has a panic meter. I'll give you a bit of a like rundown of that. Anytime she's near like any danger at all, the meter will fill up. Once it fills up, she goes into a panic. She's really hard to control. She just like freezes in place if her meter is full only for a bit. And then the only way to get her to calm down is to get her away from danger, or you can use an item called lavender water, which is very limited. Also, you saw there was like a symbol on the door, basically. You'll see that a lot. Linear has to splash holy water on that to get the mark to disappear.
And I apologize, like I didn't put like a flashing lights warning, but when you break the seal, it does do like the little flash. So
Can I cut in real fast now that I know how to use my own XLR setup and unmute myself?
of course.
Sensational. So, I do have a $20 donation from that one cloud that says, "It has been an honor getting to help out with this event over the past few days. Let's give some more support and see those cutscenes." And again, we do have that cutscene incentive open right now. It is currently at $144 out of 250. So chat, in a little bit of time that we've been away, you've been kind of killing it. You are just shy of a little over $100 away from getting that cleared out. Wait, I said what, 144? So that's what, 106? There we go. I knew the math has kicked in. The math has kicked in officially. We also have a $6 donation from OG Happy Dude. I'm gonna paraphrase this a little bit. To my former bosses, you've caused me so much stress over the past 18 months of my tenure with your company. I've grown gray facial hairs in my beard. Not because I've been unemployed, but your newly appointed manager of my department attempted to gaslight me into thinking I needed mental health when I was justifiably upset with him. Strike two is when I was forced to do other things around the pandemic that I didn't agree to. And the third was when I was called for assistance multiple times with no answer. It was very satisfying when I started to put on my jacket and grab my bag of tools. When customers asked, "What's going on?" there was a room full of people in front of me. I raised my voice to every one of them. "Y'all, good luck, but I quit," and casually walked out of the front door. Dear former management team of store 0117, thank you, and I hope you walk on Legos. Have a good day. You know, I feel like the music was very good for that.
It really was.
It was.
And then I have one more I have one more donation, $25 from Frozen Flygon that says, "Wishing you and your family well. The power and generosity of the speedrunning community is incredible. Have a great finale all, and good luck, Linear."
Oh, thank you all so much for just the kind words and the wonderful donations. And let me also add to it, since you brought up the cutscene incentive, I'd say you definitely want to see the cutscenes because they are very special.
Yes.
And we're skipping a lot of them, and they're awesome. So definitely, if you want to throw in your donations for that, I'm excited to show some of them off.
Yeah, the cutscenes are very good. There's a lot of them too, and like honestly, I highly recommend, even after like we need to get all these, we need to view these cutscenes because they're just very good. So going more into, you see that Alyssa's running around breaking these door seals. It's surprisingly unforgiving to do that. There's some locations where you have to do it like from far away. So just kind of like knowing the best way and the quickest way to take them out is a whole thing. It's a lot of time-saving strats. So currently what we're doing is, earlier we encountered what the game calls a subordinate, which are the main entities, and we use holy water to damage them as well. Throughout the game, you'll see us going around and giving, like finding these like objects that we give to the subordinates that will basically like free their spirits. So previously we gave one of them a ring, which ended their suffering. And you'll find that that's a theme throughout this game, basically. So currently, there was a cutscene that was skipped, where we basically we found out this piano player named Mary was murdered, and we hear a piano, so we're trying to like figure out what's going on. And the entire story, there's some really gruesome stuff in this story as well.
I just want to throw it out there that there's some gruesome stuff in that story, and some of it you can actually see in the cutscenes. I just figured you would like to all know that, because Crime and I, we can do really well describing. Okay, actually, let me take that back. We cannot do really well describing the cutscenes. It's a lot, but it's something that you should behold. So we are at $144 out of 250 needed. We have until the end of this run to meet that incentive. That's 106 doll hairs, y'all. Again, hire me to read your resignation letters. Hire me to read your spite-filled commentary that you can never say out loud. I am here to help you. Exclamation point, donate in chat. Get those donations in. Get you some cutscenes and get that anger off your chest.
All right, so our first real main area of the game. So we got everything that we needed out of this house. And he's going to chase us. Say my name again.
Yeah. Just yelling our name after us. Alyssa.
Sounds all raspy and angry about it too. You think that you'd upset him specifically, and it's like, I just got here. I literally just got here so I don't get fined. Very intense, daunting music too.
Mm-hmm.
Still angry that all water sources do not count as holy water, just specifically the ones that are spitting dirty water from a lion's mouth. This is holy water.
All right, so now we entered.
Do I have
water.
a moment to read a donation?
Of course, go ahead.
Alrighty. We have a $3 donation from Big Scared, putting us to $147 of $250. Linear, I remember talking with you in detail about and how intimidating it can be to break into speedrunning when we first met. And I'm so proud. Hold on a second. This man with a sledgehammer. I'm so sorry, Big Scared. We have to let him have his moment. Because we might have to throw some water on this man. I plan on reading the rest of your donation. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I saw where we were. I was thinking about the run. I had to reflect. All right, we're good. I'm so proud of you for sticking with it. Not only that, to watch you grow into a pillar of the community has been so heartwarming. Seeing your community come together over the past 4 days has been phenomenal. We love you, Linear. You deserve it all. Less than 3.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. You all know I have to run this game. Don't make me cry right now. But thank you.
I do want to get this one in really fast before. He's confused anyway. It's fine. Literally right behind you. But okay. Wanted to get this one in before you had to do the beam of doom. So I have a $5 donation from I am so sorry. I was thinking about why so many in the left leading spaces participate in speedrunning. The reason is that hold on a second. What in the world? Give me a second. I might have to paraphrase this one. There is a $5 donation, but give me a moment. This one caught me off guard a little bit. Today on Things You Would Never Expect the Host to Say, I have the donation. However, my brain record scratched reading this. I see why your name is I am so sorry. I actually had to stop. No, I haven't Happy by 3. I have never heard. Oh, this is a copy pasta.
This is a copy pasta, yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me read this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll read this then as it is. Whoa, we're in panic mode. Oh,
good animation.
The Lifeline for Linear got to see the panic run. Oh my God, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy. No, I will read the copy pasta. All right. I was thinking about why so many in the radical left participate in speed running. Also, that is actually a really hard thing that Linear just did, so everyone is aware. Mm-hmm. The reason is the left's lack of work ethic. Go fast rather than do it right. And in a Petersonian sense, oh my God, I'm going to throw up. To elevate alternative... Okay, no, I'm not reading this. I can't read this with a straight face. Hold on. Obviously, there are exceptions to this, as some people more in the center right also speed run. However, they more than sufficient to prove the rule rather than contrast it. You edited the bad parts. That's wild. Consider how woke GDQ has been almost since the very beginning. Your eyes will start to open. Returning to the topic of the work ethic. A speedrunner may well spend hours a day at their craft, but this is ultimately a meaningless exercise, since they will ultimately accomplish exactly that which is done in less collective time by a casual player. This is thus a waste of effort on the behalf of the speedrunner. Put more simply, they are spending their work effort on something that someone else has already done, and done in a way deemed correct by the creator of the artwork. Why do they do this? The answer is quite obvious if you think about it. The goal is the illusion of speed and the desire, subconscious, to promote radical leftist, borderline communist ideals of how easy work is. I can't read the rest of this. I'm sorry. This copy pasta is absurd. This is out of control.
Someone did an edit of this with the Sonic and Shadow scene from Sonic Adventure 2. It's very good, very worth looking up.
Oh my god, that's amazing. 10 out of 10, and also excellent use of the character limit. Oh my god. So yeah, Clock Tower 3 is a game. It's a game where you run from subordinates and their weirdness of calling after you. And you drink lavender water when you're really sad.
Yeah. That's a good summary.
Yeah, that about sums it up, actually.
Oh, hang on a second. Time out. Yeah, forget this nerd. Okay, hang on. I have to do math. Give me a second. I forgot what number I left off on. No. Oh no, I'm being tortured because I didn't know the speedrunning copy pasta. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. I am so bad. All right. I have a $50 donation. 50 doll hairs. 50 heck of dang doll hairs. I think that puts us at what, 199? 202. Thank you. Oh god, another math.
I think that PT got cut out there.
No, I didn't. I got quiet.
Oh. Okay.
Because it's
the puzzle.
Yeah, I literally cut myself off because when I heard the first creak, I stopped and was like, shut up, Vanessa.
This is a very dangerous puzzle.
And we're clear.
Let's go.
All right.
Okay.
Fantastic. Yeah. So for chat to know, I cut myself off on purpose there because of the fact that that part in particular, if Linear were to so much as keep holding the button in a directional when she starts to kind of falter like that, she can fall off. And then the thing is that kind of stagger is random. It's random.
It's also like RNG how many times Alyssa stumbles on there, and she can stumble up to 7 times, so it's awful to deal with. And here we have, there's also a bunch of moths that will follow you around. If they get you, they hold you in place. It kind of gives subordinates the time to catch up to you, which is awful.
All right, I'm going to sneak in a couple more donations while we have some moment away from this prick. I would love nothing more than to tell chat that we have hit $4,300 raised for Lifeline for Linear. And he keeps interrupting me. It's the NPCs. That's the problem. This happened in Resident Evil. It's happening here. I'm trying to tell us about how we're at $4,300, and he's just like, Alyssa, shut up, dude. Ain't nobody talking to you. Anyway, we have a $20 donation from Happy by 3. Another $20 to thank PT for their sacrifice trying to get through the Petersonian copy pasta. You're an absolute gift. Thank you so much. It's very rare that I don't know what's happening on the internet, so that one caught me off guard. So I learned something today, and I will be digging more. Oh, God, he's still going and interrupting people. What a jerk. We have a $5 donation from Osborne. I hate you so much. Do you think Raven Simone saw how fire Lifeline for Linear was going to be? This is why nobody likes you. This is it right here.
That's great.
Because you do things like this. And then I have a $50 donation from, I'm just going to say Amy, because that's what I call you. I'm so sorry, because I don't want to butcher your actual name and be a prick. But I have a $50 donation from Amy, and I get to say whatever I want to. So I just want to say that everyone doing this, contributing to this, donating to this, and helping out Linear, y'all are actually like top 10, top tier, A+ people. fantastic because it is always, always, always challenging bringing people together for a unified mutual aid effort. And the fact that you've brought in $4,300 to help somebody who has been encumbered with out of nowhere debt and help them get everything back on track is absolutely monumental. So everyone who has donated, had a chance to participate, help put this together, you should be feeling extremely full of joy, extremely satisfied, extremely proud, because this is no small feat. It is no small feat. So again, thank you, everyone, for coming to this and helping with this and donating and helping out LinearC, who is our favorite speed running bean right now, playing some Clock Tower 3. We're at $227 out of $250 for those cutscenes. We are $23 away from all the garbage of the early 2000s that you could ever ask for. Chat. We can do it. We can get those last $23 and we can keep helping out Linear. I'm going to even go even further. I bet you before the night ends, we could get to $4,500. Now what? Now what? What you going to do? Come after the host? You not. That's not something you can do. That's not something you can do. You can get out of my face. But you know what's not going to get out of my face? Is this $23 donation from Marksy that says, I was thinking about why so many, oh my God, I have to read this, in the radical left participate in speed running. The reason is the West whack of work ethic, go fast rather than do it right, and in a Petersonian sense to elevate alternative. $23 of Uru nonsense on the boss fight puts us at 250 of 250 for those cutscenes. Chat, we have opened. Oh, now we've opened. We have finished the last incentive of Lifeline for Linear. We're gonna be watching some trashy cutscenes. We're gonna be watching some trashy cutscenes.
That's so good.
Sensational, fantastic. But that doesn't mean that y'all gotta stop. Y'all still got work complaints to file and whatnot that I have to read. And again, I've put down a gauntlet. I think we can get 4,500 personally. I could be wrong. Don't let it be like Back to Black where I was wrong 3 out of 4 times. Y'all gotta let me be right for once. Okay, let me be quiet for a second. Also, Crime, I kind of stole your thunder. You could have told everybody about that boss fight and it was just me yapping.
That's okay, I get to talk about it a little bit now. This is a magical girl transformation sequence thing. I love this attack.
And we're done.
That's the boss down. Yeah. So the way most boss fights are pretty similar in that you kind of will transfix the boss to you kind of put them on a leash, which keeps them away from you and at a distance. And you're basically going to fire your magical girl bow and arrow at the boss to just take out his damage bar, which is in the bottom right. And now that we've defeated the boss, we can wrap up the story of the little girl playing the piano, which we didn't see at all because they were in the cutscenes.
That is why we needed that incentive, and that's why, there's so many cutscenes we can't even show you in this run, but please go look them up on YouTube. You won't regret it.
Yeah.
Such as that one.
Am I morally obligated to mention that dude Dick again? Is that my role today?
Oh, it's
yes.
Definitely your role. Nobody else can replace you when talking about that dude Dick. That
dude Dick. What a freaking jerk. Before we get into that though, because I know you have a little bit of running around to do.
Mm-hmm.
We have a $2 donation from Big Scared that says, oh no, it's more copy pasta nonsense, I think. Man and girl go out to drive under moonlight. They stop at a side of road. He turns to his girl and say, baby, I love you very much. What is it, honey? Our car is broken down. I think the engine is broken. I'll walk and get some more fuel. Okay, I'll stay here and look after our stereo. There have been news reports of stereos being stolen. Good idea. Keep the doors locked no matter what. I love you, sweaty. So the guy left to get full for the car. After 2 hours, the girls say, where is my baby? He was supposed to be back by now. Then the girl hear a scratching sound and a voice say, let me in. The girl doesn't do it, and then after a while, she goes to sleep. The next morning, she wakes up and finds her boyfriend still not there. She gets out to check and man door hand hook car door. I am going to be losing brain cells the rest of my night, aren't I? Oh my God. I should have never exposed that there's a lot of copy pastas that I don't know off the top of my head, because that's going to be the replacement for puns. And now people are just going to grab copy pastas and throw them at me, and I'm be like, I don't know what this means.
There's a lot out there.
I know. That's what makes me scared. Although I'm just going to rob everyone of my favorite copy pasta right now, which is, were we misled? Because that's my favorite thing to say in real life whenever anything goes sideways. That and then just calling everything like racism. Oh gosh. Oh yeah, I also love the mechanic of throwing water on the floor to activate portals, because logic.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes total sense. So there's a lot of we skipped a lot of cutscenes there. I will talk about one cutscene that happens because it introduces a new character that we actually will not see outside of cutscenes until the end of the game, which is our childhood friend Dennis, who enters through the window in one of those cutscenes, and it's a very interesting cutscene. Furthermore, so after this, we also found out that there is such a thing as rooters, which are young women in their teens that take out subordinates. This is kind of why her mom told her to stay away from the house, because it's passed through the bloodline, and she's a rooter, turns out.
I have a few more donations that I can read, if that's
Ooh.
okay. Yeah. I have a $5 donation from Professor Birch. According to all known laws of aviation, there's no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its little fat body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyway because bees don't care what humans think is impossible. I love that they call the bees little and fat. I also have a donation from Happy by 3 that says, one night I dreamed I was walking along the beach with Sasquatch. Many scenes from my life flashed across the sky. In each scene, I noticed footprints in the sand. Sometimes there were 2 sets of footprints. Other times there was 1 set of footprints. This bothered me because I noticed that during the low periods of my life, when I was suffering from anguish, sorrow, or defeat, I could only see 1 set of footprints. So I said to Sasquatch, you promised me, Sasquatch, that if I followed you, you would walk with me always. But I noticed that during the most trying periods of my life, there have only been 1 set of prints in the sand. Why, when I have needed you most, have you not been there for me? Sasquatch turned around, looked me straight in the eyes, and said, that was the whole thing. That was the donation.
Thank you for that.
Don't worry. I've made my weakness known, so this is how we suffer now. We're gonna get donations because it's like, let's all torture PT. But I want to give a little bit of a breather. Again, we are here to raise money for our homie Linear, who's running Clock Tower 3 right now as we speak. You might have noticed that we're also watching this on Linear's channel. If you haven't already, give your love to Linear by giving a follow, maybe even a heckin' dang sub. You can support Linear year round with that. And then let's talk some more about Clock Tower 3 if we can.
Sure. So there's some more cutscenes we're skipping in between. Like 4 to 5 back-to-back cutscenes that we skipped, where there was this side story with this man named Albert and Albert's mother. And in this cutscene, one of the cutscenes, Albert gives his mother a scarf. I actually don't know if we've come across this cutscene yet, but it doesn't matter too much because we won't see it. But there's an enemy coming up called the Corroder, and in this cutscene, what you'll see is the Corroder busts in, destroys their house, like literally throws everything all over the place, and then throws them both into an acid bath. And this acid bath is literally just like a giant like oil drum filled with acid. It's completely absurd, and I have no idea how he transports this vat of acid to people's houses, because like honestly it's huge. You have to be able to stuff an entire body in there.
To add some context, talking about stuffing bodies, when you see the scene, when you can get a chance to watch the full scene, you'll have to note the fact that he puts 2 people in there. It's big enough for 2 bodies at minimum, and not like 2 children bodies, 2 fully grown adult bodies. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to absorb. Oh yeah, you see a couple of things here and there about her grandfather and how he's like the weird dog of the family, and no one clocked how weird he was until Clock Tower 3 came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So yeah, I have another donation, unfortunately.
I love the way you say that, unfortunately.
Okay. I have a $3 donation from Chibi Carrera. Here's the thing that happened to one of my friends. I was there. Basically, we were walking down the sidewalk, talking about something meaningless. I think it had to do with a movie. Then this bus screeches up, stops next to us, and a bunch of people with Down with Sis shirts climbed out and started beating him up. I was punched and kicked a bit too, but I managed to avoid brutalization by going for their faces. After figuring out what's happening, I started attacking them back, getting them off of him. He was quite injured, but I called 911 and he made a full recovery at the hospital. I was fine, with only a cut on my arm that they patched up. What the hell is this?
I have not heard that one.
What is this? True story is real. Oh, hey, spirits and stuff. Yeah, you're angry, you're missing something, but we're not gonna find it for you. Maybe you shouldn't lose your stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a t-shirt that says spirits and stuff. Spirits and stuff. That's an awesome shirt. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, I wasn't saying anything of value. I'm just thinking about all the copy pastas I've been exposed to in a span of 10 minutes and how my life has permanently altered because of that. I don't know if it's for the better or the worse. I just know that it's definitely different. It's definitely different. So yeah. Well, what are we on? We're on what is this guy's name again? I forget his name.
Corroder.
The Corroder. Yeah, the guy who has freaking bug spray as a weapon. Yeah, when y'all see him, it'll make sense. Because I think we've seen him very, very briefly. He hasn't done chases with us yet. But he literally looks like he has a freaking bag of bug spray on his back. And I'm like...
I hear
really?
you.
Yeah,
I don't agree.
He's
I disagree.
Stuff. And that's really just... How dare you do this during my marathon?
So rude.
He hasn't done this in a very long time either, and he decided today was the day. Gonna make me waste this lavender water. Really? Okay.
His animation.
Did he sit on you?
Yeah.
I love how water... It doesn't matter that it's holy water. It's water. I love that water is what he screams hot at. And it's like, you dip people in acid.
Uh-huh.
What do you mean hot? What do you... Okay, dude.
Gosh.
Sure.
I'm gonna get this real quick.
Hey, he actually like sat on you. That was not okay.
He doesn't give me a chance at all. She like sits down so long staring at him and then does all that stuff. There we go.
So earlier he had that good game, but he forgot how to dodge behind a wall. If he played more Gears of War, he wouldn't have this problem. They got all types of chest high walls that he could have used. Oh. And I want to take a moment to remind everyone of why we're here. This is Lifeline for Linear. First and foremost, hello. Welcome to the raiders that have come in. Thank you so much for the raid, Princess Shortcake. It is greatly appreciated that you bought your community over here to hang out with Linear's community. And for those of you who are just joining us who might be brand new to the channel, we are currently running a mutual aid marathon called Lifeline for Linear. As you can see, someone already dropped it off in chat, ! LFL for more information. It's a mutual aid marathon raising money for our fellow speedrunner LinearC, who is currently on stream right now playing Clock Tower 3 with some man that's wearing a fly suit. We don't talk about that. But she recently became a single mother and has accrued a lot of unexpected debt. So in response, the community has come together to present 5 days of amazing speedruns in her support. If you want and you can help directly, you can do !donate in the chat. It's at the end of the chat blurb that is currently there for you. And you could do !donate just to see directly what it is. It should be bit.ly/linear donate ? There's no question mark. It's linear donate. It's linear donate. But yeah, I hope you all had a fantastic evening. Hello as well to Tabby. Thank you so much for the raid. I
See,
still just can't.
It's not just the Croter chasing us. We have to deal with ghosts too.
Yeah, the ghost. I don't think it's been mentioned yet, or it might have been just me yapping and I miss it. I don't think we've talked about the moths either.
Oh, a little bit. Yeah, they're kind of they will kind of slow you down. They're just around. They're basically there to help the enemy and to like trap you in place, which is really weird. I don't know how that fits in lore-wise, but I'll take it.
We take those.
I feel like they were just in the boardroom and like, let's just make the players more miserable. And
you think they had like a moth problem?
Oh, they absolutely have a moth problem. And it's like when they realize they're losing, they unleash the moths. There's like somebody in the back that they have like a little radio that they call, and it's like, the subordinates are failing, release the moths. And it's just like, no one stopped to question how effective that would be beyond just being annoying. Oh dear. I'll wait till this chase sequence is done before I have another donation, and this one is in all caps. So I might have to put some energy behind it.
Okay, we're good. We're at the next boss.
Yay.
Yeah. I'll hold it until after the boss, so that we can actually see it for a little bit.
Yeah, this one's a bit of a difficult boss. It's the hardest fight yet. The boss has a bigger health bar for this one. So Linear will need to concentrate. I also love this little thing about how it shows the boss name and then how many victims they have and how many years they're sentenced to. It's a nice little detail.
Then the judgment. Okay. No. Really? No. And he moves around a lot, and I hate that. I hate that about him.
There's a lot of sidestepping.
Oh, there we go. There's a shimmy that we want. The shimmy that we love.
There she is. There she is. Prepare to die.
There she is, right in front of you, having not moved this entire time. Oh, prick.
There she is.
I hate that they let him actually get aim on that.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
Oh, no. It's too
So
close.
rude.
Yeah, the
That's what I'm
RNG for this
talking
is
about.
not doing hot. I think I'm going to...
Back up. I hate that too.
He's been telling you to prepare to die for a while now. Oh, he's really not playing well with the leash either.
No. Come on.
I think that's something else that we could touch on very briefly, is the fact that when it comes to the leashes, there is no definitive time that the leash lasts. Sometimes it stays a bit, other times it's like, it's whatever I feel like.
Yeah, the RNG
Maybe
in
it'll
this
be-
game is brutal.
Yeah, maybe it'll be 2 seconds, maybe it'll be 10. Maybe it just won't leash at all. All right, there we go. We got the magical girl shot. I'm gonna read this $5 donation then from a tea tree. I don't know how loud I want to be because it is 9:50 where I am. Every morning I wake up and I open palm slam a VHS into the slot. It's Chronicles of Riddick, and right then and there I start doing the moves alongside with the main character, Riddick. I do every move and I do every move hard, making whooshing sounds when I slam down some bad guys or even when I mess up technique. Not many can say they escaped the galaxy's most dangerous prison. I can. I say it and I say it out loud every day to people in my college class, and all they do is prove people in college class can still be immature jerks. And I've learned all the lines, and I've learned how to make myself and my apartment less lonely by shouting them all. 2 hours, including wind down every morning. That is a very intense Chronicles of Riddick pasta. And I regret to say that I have actually been made a worse person having read that. So again, if you want me to read your favorite copy pastas, again, try to keep it maybe in the teen category. Although with the queen on the mic, if she overrules that, then I can let that happen. But until spoken otherwise, try to keep it in the teen category. ! Donate in chat. Drop off that donation to help out Linear with financial hardship, and also force the host to read your favorite copy pastas and weird stuff on the internet. My only formal request, hey Dick, my only formal request is that you cannot do the Pergagante meme, because I will physically lose composure, because I cannot read that without laughing at it. The entire thing is a disaster.
Goodness.
And
Okay.
with that, we're coming up on one of PT's favorite subordinates.
Yes. We also passed a cutscene in which the clock tower face becomes a floating hoverboard that Alyssa travels on. Again, completely absurd cutscene. But it had some interesting info about it. It shows that her mom was killed by a subordinate. And Dick also tells Alyssa that on her 15th birthday, they will unite forever, which is honestly very weird.
Now's a good time to point out that Alyssa at this current moment is still 14.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and it's that dude, the Chopper. The Chopper is here to harass you. He's kind of a nuisance too.
Yeah,
'Cause-
really.
Yeah, because the Corroder had like the AoE spray that at least had a little bit more of a range check on it. Chopper can actually throw stuff at you, and that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks a lot, because those little axes are not fun to deal with by any means whatsoever. I never said at the beginning of this that I helped commentate this, huh?
I think I said it for you.
I don't remember.
Oh,
I've slept and had pizza since then.
So a fun fact about that elevator. Actually, hold on. Let's look at this guy's animation because, like, come on.
The scoot in is actually A+. I ain't seen scoots that good since like the Gears of War days, legitimately. Scooter right into that water, homie. I don't know how to help you. Need to sidestep better. But what were you about to say, Cry?
I was going to talk about this elevator. Actually, it was perfect because we just went into the elevator again. But a fun fact about this game is that you need to go into the elevator not panicked, or else you cannot use the elevator. If you go into that room in that state, it'll just stay there forever. It's like this room just ignores your panic meter.
What I think is really interesting about that is the other side of that conversation is when you're in the elevator, typically the subordinates can't chase you in there. So does that mean that when you're panicked, can they chase you in there? Or is it just the game kind of sits there until you chill out for a second?
Yeah, I actually don't know.
So
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. What was the question? Can the subordinate come in there when you're on the elevator if you're panicked?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they can't come in there normally. So if you're panicked, but you can't use the elevator, does that mean that they just stand outside and watch you like panicked, like weirdos?
Yes.
Wow,
Just
really?
wait there patiently because they know you got to come out sometime or else you can't go forward. I learned that the hard way, just so you know.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
I hated it too.
I was gonna say sometimes it's okay to not ask questions, and that was one of those moments where you don't need that knowledge. Actually, you can leave that over in the drafts. That's okay. That's okay. Oh no. And I feel like there's not a lot to really talk about with this particular area because you're just waiting for the chopper to appear and be weird or do your puzzle stuff, and they have stuff kind of all over the place and everywhere because this one doesn't quite give you the story until after a little bit further in, because the chopper is going to be the only boss that we have to deal with twice instead of once, because the chopper is very unique like that. He also just likes that I get to say his name, the chopper. I love it when elevators don't elevate. Yeah, this elevator is very confused and sad. We don't like it unless it's getting us away from people. Then we love it. But only for that brief window. Only for that specific window. So one of the big things about this game as well is that I don't know if this was mentioned yet or not. Feel free to cut me off midway if I'm saying stuff that's already been explained. There's several things that you have to go through in this game that Alyssa will... Oh, sorry, Elsa? Alyssa? I don't know this girl's name.
Alyssa, yeah.
Alyssa, I had it right. I don't know this girl's name. A lot of stuff she will be able to kind of like just do. So Linear gets the luxury of being able to just go in and complete puzzles or do certain things. You have your classic puzzles of like, hey, you can't lift this without a crowbar. And then there's some unfortunate cases where if you don't have the right items, she will simply just feign ignorance and she can't do the puzzle at all. Like there's at one point, you're going to see it much later in the game, where in order to complete the puzzle, I'm not going to say what it is because you're going to be like, wait, what? In order to complete the puzzle, if you don't have a note, whoa!
That was a close call.
Yeah, it was. Oh my god. Yeah, if you don't have the note explaining something about it, quite literally, she has no idea how to fix it. And when you get to it, I'm sure that Crime and Linear are going to call it out. You're going to be like, wait, are you for real? She didn't know to do that. And it's going to be like, yep. She would have never figured that out on her own if you did not find the piece of paper saying you should do that. Not even a joke. As opposed to some cases where she just arbitrarily knows number codes. Oh, goodness gracious.
So this boss has a few, we're listening basically for like him to say catch, because when he does that, he will throw an axe. So we want to kind of avoid that. We definitely don't want to get hit by an axe.
I also can't wait for this boss fight specifically because, chat, you have to watch his animations when he's moving. Oh, it's so good. There's so many things about this game that I could recommend because it's such a product of its time. It's great. It's wonderful. It is absolutely delightful. Right. So I did want to put out one more reminder, especially since we had some raid friends come in and whatnot too. So this is a speedrunning marathon for mutual aid. And this is again benefiting LinearC, who is right now running Clock Tower 3 for everyone's entertainment or demise, depending on how you want to look at it. It really depends on how you want to look at it. But Linear, who recently became a single mother, has accrued a lot of unexpected debt because of that. While we have met all of the open incentives and are so grateful for your generosity and care, if you would like to keep the charity going, you can always continue to donate by typing !donate in chat. Again, I'm here to read your nonsense because that's just what I do as a host. Or I just ask a bunch of questions about the run, but we have an awesome commentator on here, so I don't need to ask those questions except for why is there a baby? But you know, we don't actually answer that question. Not in a horror game ever. We never answer the question about a baby. It's never a good plan.
And we have the chopper boss fight.
The chopper. And this is also right after an extremely important cutscene that we didn't get to see.
Yes.
And it proceeds an even more, not quite, no, it's an important cutscene, but it's also very ridiculous.
Get away.
These swirls.
I'm convinced that
I'm convinced in his
can't.
previous life he used to play Double Dutch.
Yeah, 100%.
Get away.
You know, that actually kind of makes sense because I believe like the story behind him is that he used to go for much younger girls. And yeah, he definitely wasn't a good guy. So I could totally see him being the type of guy to like lure girls in by playing Double Dutch with them.
Yeah, what a creeper.
Oh dear.
Okay, so what happened that time is the finishing move didn't work, and we get sucked to into a portal on the floor. And now we're in Chopper's graveyard, where we see all of his prior victims. Basically, there's a bunch of ghosts that were killed. Well, I guess they weren't killed as ghosts. Anyway, you know what I mean. But they're in pain and they need to be spirit fared away. So that's basically what's happening now. We're going into a mausoleum kind of puzzle section. There was also an important cutscene that happened right before the boss fight, where basically we saw Dick murdering Alyssa's dad by pushing him off the balcony into an axe. It's a very absurd cutscene. There's like Liu Kang kicks. It's absurd. But another thing that happens is that her mom, the mom shows the baby, which is Alyssa in this cutscene, her clover pendant, which will become relevant soon. So the way this puzzle works here is that there's, I think there's 3 different colored ghosts. One's red, one's blue, one's yellow, and then there are stones that match those colors. So there's a red, like a stone with red on it, stone with blue, and stone with yellow. So we are kind of just going around grabbing a bunch of those stones and matching them to the ghost color. And just getting the spirits back their stones. And my favorite note here that I have in this section is that if the ghosts catch you, they will break you in half.
Oh crap! You said that.
Oh no! Oh no! No! We don't want to get broken in half.
It's only if they panic, you know. So that's the good thing. Oh, that was a waste.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna use holy water on them to kind of stall them, so they don't catch us.
I also love how this kind of like gives you the hints of what's going on here, because some of the story does unfold and you find out that the people that the chopper has been killing explicitly are rooters. That was his thing. He killed rooters, and you get their whole trials and tribulations and how they got here stuff. And even if you're not looking at the cutscenes, you can kind of piece that together because these are actual rooter stones. So they're puzzles for former rooters, and their ghosts are all crappy and angry until you put their stone in the right spot, and then they're like, "Hooray!" and then they disappear into wisp. I don't know, because the water didn't disintegrate them, but putting a stone in the right stone hole does. This is also a great time to call out the fact that those vases on the side there have holy water. You know, the still water that's been sitting there for whoever knows how long. They're also limitless.
It didn't evaporate. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's just limitless holy water in an urn, sitting there, hanging out. Urn, vase, whatever. Also, we did not break her in half. We survived that. Get him out of here. And thank you so much for the raid. Hold on, I'm gonna try it. I'm not gonna try it. I see the raid though, and there's a good number of you. So hello, welcome on in. Hope you're having a delightful evening. Thank you so much for coming over to LinearC's channel. We are currently hosting a mutual aid marathon called Lifeline for Linear, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It is a mutual aid benefit to help out our friend, homie, fellow speedrunner, comrade, LinearC through some hardship that they were kind of saddled with that no one really asked for, because who really asked for hardship? I don't ask for it. Linear didn't ask for it. No one on any of these calls or in this chat asked for it. Hardship sucks. So we're trying to help out and alleviate some of that. And you can help with that too by typing !donate in chat, and that helps Linear directly with any donations you have. $2, $5, doesn't matter. Anything helps, especially in this trying timeline. Also, we have a thing going right now where if you want to donate your favorite copy pasta, do that and I'll read it, so long as it's rated T and you don't have weird stuff in it. But given that you are rating this channel, I highly, highly doubt that you are heckin' dang weird. T. Hurst third. T. Hurst third. Got you. Shout outs once again to production for helping this weirdo host out. Oh yeah, so it seems like we've appeased all the Rooter ghost people things, I think.
Yeah,
Possibly.
we just finished now.
Nice.
Sensational. Yeah. Oh, we could take this time to talk about some fun facts about this game too. I think my favorite factoid about this game continues to be that this is the one and only clock tower done by Capcom. I mentioned that during the Resident Evil run, that this is the Capcom horror block, because Clock Tower 3 was handled by Capcom as opposed to the original company, because the original company, it went bye-bye. It went bye-bye. And Capcom was like, we'll pick this up. And then someone in the back said, we should not have picked this up. But we're not going to talk about that part of the conversation. I don't know all that history. I just know that it's very, very interesting that they had this at the same time that they had part of their Resident Evil series up and going. So they had multiple things going at once. Because I think simultaneously it was this, Resident Evil, Dino Crisis, and I have to do a date check on this last one. I think it, I don't remember when Dead Rising came out now.
I didn't realize Dino Crisis also came out around the same time. That's great.
It should be, I want to say it's before. I'll actually cross-check my own information for that, because let's see. Dino Crisis came out in 1999. And this is me researching live, because of course I am. Clock Tower 3 came out 2002. It is in fact within that same little window. Dead Rising was 06. I was gonna say, I felt like Dead Rising was way further out, because that's when they kind of went into a little bit more of their experimenting phase, because they had their big horror and okay, chat, I'm gonna say something really weird. You can't come for me. You can't come for me. What genre would you consider the Mega Man series? Right?
I don't know. Like, I feel like Mega Man is kind of its own thing.
I do too.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's not a platformer. I got action platformer, but Anarchy agrees and says it's a Mega Man-like.
Yeah, honestly, like, I only played a Mega Man game for the first time, like, a few years ago. And, it's really weird, because, like, it felt really different than anything else I had played, but at the same time, I could see where a lot of games got inspiration for, like, wall climbing and the way that, like, the bosses work and stuff.
So, no, T, it can't be a dating sim roguelike. Get out of here. That's not... No. Also, who would Mega Man date? Like, what do you mean? That doesn't make any sense. Super fighting robot. Mega Man is the run and gun genre. Mega Man is a card game. Okay.
Chat.
Now y'all are just acting up to be acting up. Internet says tactical RPG. No, it doesn't, Jaitlin. It does not say that. I am not acknowledging tactical RPG for Mega Man, even for the God, was it Battle Network? Even for Battle Network. You think you're onto something? Okay, and SpongeBob is an RPG. What? Anyways, so yeah, Linear's using these invisibility bands that she's been stockpiling to deal with this particular setup, because even though you have to fight the Chopper again, before you do that, you have to complete a puzzle while he's chasing you. And that's super obnoxious and annoying. So we use these invisibility bands, and we can use them even when we're right in his face to be like, look, I'm gone. He's like, oh my God, you are. I don't know what happened. Where did you go? It's such a mystery. Oh God. I took this question seriously. You did, T-Tree, and I appreciate you. Hey, Chad, donate what you think Mega Man is. Jalen sharing the brain cell, because like, if you're gonna make me read this, you may as well drop off a donation as well, because at that point you get the donation, you help Linear, and on top of that, you get to have me read stuff and throw an attitude about it, which is apparently entertaining. Mega Man is an RPG. I should beat y'all up. For legal reasons, this is a joke. Battle Network is a car. Well, yeah. Shows you how much Mega Man I played. I was bad at Mega Man, though. Like the 3 times I played it. And then I played 30XX and was like, this is fun. And people were like, this is Mega Man, but a roguelike. And I was like, oh. Well, the roguelike is doing a lot of heavy lifting for me. I'm just throwing that out there. Google says Mega Man X is... I'm not reading that. Now y'all are trolling.
I was going to say I did Mega Man Legends 1, 2, and The Adventures of Tron Bonne, if everyone remembers that game. Like, that's the only like Mega Man I ever played. Those were
Hang on, I have
titles.
a $5 donation from T. Hurst III that says, they hated me because I spoke the truth. Listen here. You're not just going to be making up genres for Mega Man. Hold on, what did you say? You said it's a dating sim roguelike. That's not the truth. What do you is there even dating in a Mega Man game?
They need to give Mega Man the like Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog treatment.
Oh God, that was such a. Can I just say, that has to be one of my favorite April Fool's gifts under the sun ever.
Yeah, it was amazing. I was not expecting that whatsoever. It was such a fun play.
It was delightful, and the CM, I think she's senior CM now, of the game was just like, this was my pet project, and I was like, of course it was your pet project. This is very you-coded. This is very you-coded. Oh, so we didn't mention one of these cutscenes that came in that chat's going to get to see a little bit later that happened before we got into this area. So you remember how I said the fight before this has an important cutscene before it and after it? That after it cutscene is arguably my favorite, most ridiculous cutscene of this entire game. Because it takes destruction and just weird information and turns it into an X2 opening sequence. It's great. Also, someone mentioned that his pants had those cut slits in them, and now I can't unsee them. No, like, look at the front of his pants. If he bends over the wrong way, it is an actual problem. I was going to say this would be an M-rated game, but then I thought about it and was like, this is Clock Tower. It's probably an M-rated game by default.
Yeah.
Nope, that was his fault. He walked face first into that. But that didn't latch him. That's surprising.
No. Oh, the heck is going over there?
Oh, he probably blocked it too.
It's such a good sound.
Oh, there we go. Oh, he's nice and stuck. But he's still playing double dutch. He's got those ropes going for days.
He's serious about his craft. He can't help it.
Okay, good. I get to say it now. I was just about to make a comment about how, wow, he's behaving really well. And I thought about what I was going to say and the fact that the fight was still going. I was like, let me go ahead and hold on to that. Let me hold on to that. Oh, Galaxia, the... Are you for real? Is that gonna hit the... Oh, wow, that hit him.
Oh, nice.
I'm sorry, that sound shouldn't have came out of my face.
This is
I
so
just-
funny. It's so funny watching him struggle in the corner there and like being pulled back as he's trying to go forward with his double dutching.
I know. I think the highlight still is going to be the fact that that axe was coming at you at the speed of a small snail. There he goes.
Yeah, he became quite well this time. I'll give him that.
This is the last one.
And get him out of here. Oh, the clovers.
The clovers.
Yeah, so the clovers are actually a really big part of the storyline too. And if I'm repeating what you've said already, by all means, be like, PT, you just don't listen.
I just kind of mentioned them a little. I just mentioned that they were a thing.
Okay, yeah, the whole bit of being like, oh, these are from my mom, and now that hey, homie, I forgot about him.
Dennis.
Hey, it's Dennis.
It's Dennis.
It's our good childhood friend Dennis.
Our
Listen, wait for me.
good childhood friend Dennis that definitely does not overplay his role. Nope, sure doesn't. Not even a little bit. I don't know why, but I was getting ready to explain more with the charms with the clovers, and it made me realize that it was never quite established why those aren't together anymore? Question mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point. I don't
Convenient
remember.
item they can use as a collectible. Okay, so there was a cutscene where oh goodness. Okay, so Dennis has a sister who apparently was gone overseas as like a nurse, and they come across a cutscene where Dennis sees her in the window of this hospital, and he's like, "Wait, she's not supposed to be back for 6 months. What's going on?" And he runs away after her, and basically we follow.
All right, so what y'all told me today, I have to be very careful about going in the right doors, or else I'll put myself in danger of getting unnecessarily hit. So that was me double checking.
Mm-hmm.
So while you're running around in this very real, clean, sanitary, and normal hospital, I did want to take a moment to read a $10 donation from Astrid the Horror Girl that says, Mega Man is an immersive sim 4X battle royale extraction shooter on the Atari Predator. Why do you hate me? There's so much about those genres that just don't match. Oh, right, the Scissor Twins.
Yep.
The Scissor Twins, which are callbacks to the first Clock Tower as well.
They're chasing you throughout the entire level, basically. There's this whole section here where after you use the looking glass, everything is basically mirrored. So you're going to go back and forth through the section. And what I mean by completely mirrored is that it's like the same section, except stuff that's like not open on one side will be open on the other side of it. Like, you know, it's mirrored. And so we're just going to go back and forth between the two sections, opening up sections and going back to the other one. And while we do this, the Scissor Twins are going to be chasing us. One important thing is that when you're crawling, they can't make you panic or hit you during that crawling animation, so you're at least safe there.
Oh wow, she's on me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. I feel like her
Thank you.
animation is like particularly volatile in comparison to other people's.
Yeah.
Like most of them have like some little swirly stuff. Hers is like a glow, a swirl, all types of extra. Just be like, no, we really need to nail home how much this sucked for her specifically. But now we're just gonna leave her. So goodbye. I feel like there's just... Oh, so chat, this is your reminder that our friend Dennis came with us. Please note that he's not with us anymore. And the next time you see him, I just want you to remember what he looks like. And then remind yourself that we don't see him anymore. Just every time you think about Dennis, just say, wow, we don't see him no more.
That's right.
I was going to say that shouldn't miss.
But it has so often before.
Yeah.
Lucky.
Oh, yes. We have another floor symbol.
All right, we're out of here.
Nice.
Going to the last part of the game.
Yodohe Adohe Adonai Don.
Oh yeah, there's
Oh.
this section with the Dick chanting.
Oh, Dick. You weirdo. It's a fortunate thing that we're doing this mutual aid fundraiser for Linear because it keeps me from speaking my mind freely. That's what that does. It keeps me from speaking my mind freely. Oh, hit him with that zigzag strats.
Let's
Uh-oh.
go.
Come on.
He's scooting though. Those zigzag strats were beating him up. Oh, nice clip, loser. Please never take me to things that require like a competitive edge because I am actually toxic. Happy dude, please. I can't read that in earnest. I can make jokes, but I can't actually read that. Oh, wait, no, that's what you said, Cripe.
I did say that, yeah.
Biscuits. Oh my god. But if that's the name of your Tenacious D cover band, I would gladly go to the show. Get that man out of here. I love the way he says ow.
Oh, all of the dialogue is so funny. Like, the acting in this game is just chef's kiss.
All right, so I'm bringing this back up, Peachy, because this is another one of those notes you were talking about. That's the sole reason we have to go through all of that is we can't progress without her reading the note.
Oh yeah, this is the most ridiculous one too. I'll wait until we get there to mention what it's for, but
God.
yeah, so there's some notes in the game where you have to read them in order to find out information, because even though you know the information because you've run the game a whole bunch, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
The game has certain requirements, yeah.
Yep. That's all I can say to that is yep. But while we were running around grabbing some stuff, I do want to throw out a gentle reminder to everybody that we are currently watching Lifeline for Linear. So, Lifeline for Linear is a mutual aid marathon raising money for fellow speedrunner, homie, comrade, friend, LinearC, from Wednesday, February 18th to Sunday, February 23rd, and ending with the final time on this run. And after we watch some fun cutscenes, of course, we're excited to showcase 5 days of action-packed speedruns for her benefit. For the full schedule and then donating, you can do ! schedule in chat along with ! donate in chat to directly benefit Linear. Please, 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 once this run is done, the Lifeline for Linear Marathon comes to a close. So if you've been sitting on a donation, if you've been waiting for the right time for a donation, if you've been waiting for the perfect pun, the perfect villain, the perfect copy pasta, now is your time to do it, because we are more than halfway through this run. We have all the incentives met, and we greatly appreciate all of you, but we want to make sure that we send off Linear in a good way. So please, please, please type ! donate in chat. Get those donations in. Any and everything does help.
Absolutely. So, this section, you might have noticed there was a ghost, like, floating in and out of this area. The ghost can't scare you or anything while you're sneaking here, thankfully. So this entire even though it is, you know, you still can get jump scared, but nothing will happen in game. So
Although
this is
that
what
would
we
show.
needed the note for, to find out that we could move the bar.
Hey
Because we
everybody!
couldn't have figured that out ourselves.
Hey everybody! Cypherin's here. It's a Cypherin raid.
Yay.
Oh, nice. Welcome in.
Hello everybody from Cypherin's channel. Welcome on in, or welcome back if you watched Cypherin and Bees' run earlier this week. Yes, I know some of the things that went on the schedule. I was an enjoyer. It's true. It's very true. I was an enjoyer of this entire event. Yes, hello everybody from Cypherin's Raid. If you have not been made aware of it, if you did not get a chance to catch Cypherin's run, this is Lifeline for Linear, a mutual aid benefit to help out LinearC with debt that nobody asked for. Trying to help them out through a sticky situation, hardships, and terrible times that have come through from lifing. Exclamation point donate in chat if you would like to help out. We would really greatly appreciate if you could help out. More friendos. Hooray. More puzzles, more engravings, more plaques. So now we're running through this area and we still have the Scissor Twins that are kind of like moping around and doing stuff. But in a moment here, we're going to get a few more important cutscenes that talk about her loving, great, and awesome... Girl, shut up. I'm trying to talk. Her loving, great, and awesome grandfather, Dick. Who's very cool and definitely not weird.
Yeah, definitely not weird.
Definitely not weird. He's such a normal grandpa. He's so normal. Such a regular guy. But also, I'm glad that you pointed out the... excuse me. I pointed that out earlier and was like, oh, there's going to be a point where you're going to have to read a note for something that if you didn't read it, you couldn't do it. And it's like, you needed a note to know that those pipes were rusty and that they could be broken? The pipes that like they're going to fall off, the ones that look like you could kick them and they will fall off, you needed a note for that. You know what? Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Great. Wonderful.
Not today. So we're just going around and collecting a bunch of crusts right now, basically. There's crusts for like every... I believe that they're like the start of every character's names, like all the main characters.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So we have A for Alyssa and for Nancy, her mother. And then we're on our way to get one more.
Oh, yes.
Our favorite person.
Okay, yeah, there's a whole bunch of really, really absurd cutscenes here that talk a little bit more about this guy. So this guy on the horse, his name is Burroughs. Basically, he found out about this whole ritual that's been alluded to the whole time. But it didn't work out for him. He got crushed between the cogs of the clock tower. So basically, we found that D crest for Dick. And Dick wants to kind of do the same thing that Burroughs did, except he wants to actually go through with the ritual, which, you know, he needs a rooter for. So it's very convenient that Alyssa's here. There's also this really absurd cutscene that plays here, I believe it was. Actually, do we see Dennis being tortured by... We do, right? Like, that actually is not a scene. Okay. So we will see Dennis again. I'm just gonna say that. But there was a cutscene there, so I'm gonna be quiet though because this is a complicated puzzle.
So while we were in that previous room, I didn't get a chance to mention it, but nice walkthrough there.
Thank you.
Didn't get a chance to mention it. Another little fun thing that happens is you see your very normal, not weird grandfather walking in there, and they start talking about the ritual. And the ritual, as it was mentioned earlier by Crime, gets explained a little bit further. And in specific, in order for this ritual to be fulfilled, you have to sacrifice a rooter on her 15th birthday as she's becoming a rooter, because then they will quote unquote merge. And then there's something with immortality, something with being like the highest power or a mighty being or something or another. But at the end of the day, it requires the death and or heart of a actual 15-year-old child.
Mm-hmm.
And granddad is like, you want me to kill my granddaughter? And then immediately after that, I was like, nah, I'm joking. That sounds great. It's very normal. Very normal. Extremely normal.
So I don't know if one of you all want to mention, because we did see Dennis
Oh,
at that part.
God.
Oh, okay. So Dennis is currently being tortured by the scissor siblings. It's a really absurd setup. Like, I'll just talk about the whole thing. Like, so basically Dennis is lying on this like table and there's just a giant swinging axe hanging above him. I'm just gonna be quiet again for this section. Okay, so there's this giant swinging axe above him, and then like there's this fake out where the axe actually swings and cuts him, but it's like a fake him. I don't know how they did that, like what sort of theater magic they did, because he was like wiggling around and stuff. And then so the table like flips very cartoonishly, and Dennis is actually on the other side, and the blade keeps swinging.
Because it was a great joke, being like, ha ha ha, we sliced your friend in half. Well, actually, that wasn't your friend. It was a mannequin.
Uh-huh.
But now this one's your friend. I got very scared for a second. I was like, oh no, it's been loading for a while. Also, I don't know why, Crime, but I noticed it after watching it so many times with you and then watching it prior. I just noticed now that their scissors aren't actually scissors.
Yeah, no, they're not.
They're not scissors at all. I just clocked that. It said Scissor Woman. It's like, those aren't scissors. Just like his is gonna say, his says Scissor Man. Those aren't scissors. Those don't cut anything. I've been completely misled.
Maybe
So I
it's
am
'cause
gonna-
they use them like scissors? Like they're kind of like cutting like the blades like they are scissors, maybe? Would that be it? Is that anything?
I have no idea. I was gonna stay quiet for this because I know that this fight can go
Yes.
very sideways very quickly. Scissors weren't invented yet, but Clock Tower 1 had scissors.
Shit.
Is this anything is really good though? That is a great phrase. Okay, so first rave of it has gone well so far.
So far, but he's definitely not.
Shampoo, if you're gonna make crappy comments like that, you have to donate. Okay, I'm not reading it when you put it in chat. You have to donate if you want me to read your nonsense like that. I'm not reading puns in chat. Those have to be donations. I'm laying down the law on that.
And he's done.
Nice.
That makes up for that back to black run where he did
Yo,
the end. He did
he was
dirty.
being a real obnoxious jerk in Back to Black. Like, he had all his sidestep shoes on. Yeah, get him out of here. That was really clean.
Thank you.
Saw some very good acting there. Goodness.
All right. Believe it or not, we're on to the final boss.
Here we go. Yeah, so Alyssa just walks up to the clock tower to the boss fight around these very windy stairs. I don't know if we mentioned this, but in the cutscene, like, this clock tower just kind of, like, spawned out of the ashes of Alyssa's house. It was really weird. Just, like, the cutscene shows the, like, house being demolished, and the clock tower just shoots up from underneath it.
Oh yes, because the deep lore is that the house was conveniently built right where the tower used to be placed. No one mentioned that the tower apparently was buried underground. It just happened to be where the tower was placed. Very good and very normal.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I just want to remind everybody, this is the last run for Lifeline with Linear. After this, we're going to watch some cutscenes that you've already seen a couple of sneak peeks to. Metroid Crime and I have been talking a little bit about them, but really, truly, honestly, seeing is believing. You're going to want to stick around for those cutscenes once we're finished with the run. And then if you haven't made a donation already, ! Donate in chat. Get those donations in because we're getting close to the end of this run. We're getting pretty close to the end of this run because we've gotten rid of Sledgehammer, we've got rid of the Chopper, the Corroder, the Scissor Twins, and yes, I said that, and it's not politically incorrect. They're the Scissor Twins, okay? They're the Scissor Twins. They're not lesbians. They're the Scissor Twins. But everyone's gone. All the subordinates are gone. So now we get to deal with that dude Dick. And see why he's weird. Speaking of donations, we have a $5 donation from the Quaker Oats guy. I showed you my clock tower. Please respond.
Thank you.
And I have a $16 donation from Shampoo that says, here to be a little unhinged while the unresponsible 15-year-old continues to not mind her schoolwork. I barely know you yet, Linear, but I love your community and your ability to speedrun on this game. Oh, and PT, you still need to chill. You know what? This is how you get kicked out of communities right here. That's the way you get kicked out. So chat. That being said, we have $15 before we're at $4,400 raised for this mutual aid benefit. I think we can get it before Lord Burrows goes down. By the way, this is the designated jerk of the entire timeline. It is his doing that got us here. Look, yeah, $15 away from $4,400 raised for this mutual aid benefit. Let's talk about this prick for a hot second. So the reason that he is here and he is the final boss of the game is because way back when he discovered the trick to immortality was, taking 15-year-old girls' hearts and merging with them or some junk or whatever. And so he was like, I want that. So he planned on doing it with his daughter. And then his daughter died in a carriage accident the day before her 15th birthday. So like every good clergyman, congressman, what have you, he decided that this is now everybody else's problem. And so he terrorized the lands because he didn't get his dream of immortality. And your grandfather read about that and was like, that sounds neat, and just went full steam ahead on it. And I'm not even kidding. So yeah, as you can see, he's the final boss because he has magic spells and he has 2 health bars. He doesn't have a long one. He has multiple health bars.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is also why we've been saving all of her special arrows that we've been grabbing throughout the run. We've only used one up until this point, and that was for the Scissor Woman because Scissor Woman had boo-boo health. but now we're actually using all of them for this fight because, as we can see here, he has 11 billion miles worth of health.
All right, 2 hits down. One more to go, hopefully.
Yeah! Ready to give up now.
He has several different attacks, including those pools of blood on the floor. We want to avoid those as well.
This seems to be going pretty smooth too because he can do a lot of nonsense.
Okay, we're coming up really close on time.
So here you hear voices from your mom saying, "Take strength from me."
No escape! Today is Alyssa's 10th
That's time.
birthday.
Yes.
Nice.
Very nice.
Oh
Good
my
job.
god.
You did great. That final fight was amazing.
Yeah, it was. That was super clean.
Yeah.
The last two like rough fights went really, really well.
Yeah. You killed that.
I appreciate that so much. That was actually a PB for me.
Yes!
Was it a
Oh my
PB?
god! Let's
Yeah.
go! I was gonna say, I was
Oh
looking
my
at your
God.
time on stream and I was like, hold on.
And you can't say that too because it's like if I say it, I'm gonna ruin it.
I know.
That's why I was just hushed the whole time.
Also, I want
Right.
everybody to know that the head she's holding is the head of her mom as a statue. So what happens next behind it is going to be especially wild.
All right, so I guess we can play out, and then once the credits hit, we can watch those scenes. We met that incentive, right?
Yeah.
For the okay, awesome.
Alrighty. I was gonna. Do we want to go ahead and start getting set up, or do we want to watch this very touching cutscene?
What do y'all recommend? Y'all seen it?
Well, you don't want to see Dennis again?
Yeah. You don't want to see the lovely family portrait of you, your mom, and your grandpa, who you definitely didn't just kill. Definitely didn't just kill. Oh! Hey. Hi. So, I'm gonna let you actually take a moment to get set up for the cutscenes and whatnot. And when
Okay.
we come back, I'll have a nice, fun announcement for you if you don't catch it beforehand.
All right then, sounds good.
So yeah,
Awesome.
chat, who definitely didn't catch it either. We're gonna go ahead and get these cutscenes up and going here for a second. Do you need to actually switch over and do stuff for that specifically, or?
No, it's just from the title screen. I mean,
Oh.
you just have to go to the title screen. That's it.
Okay, so then yeah, we can go ahead and start watching some cutscenes. And when you get over there and when you get set up for cutscenes, let me know because I have a very important message to give you before you actually start playing them.
All right, so that was basically Clock Tower 3. Then the credits will roll, so we'll go ahead and thank you all so much for your donations. Rigorous points. I don't think anybody really knows how they exactly calculated Capcom thing. But yeah, we had a decent run. So there's like a hard mode to this. Oops. I keep getting the wrong thing. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm tired. Yes. Yeah. All right.
I can't see the Capcom old school logo without hearing it in the arcade machine voice.
Alright, here we are, theater mode. And okay, so we're pretty much set up, so I didn't know if you wanted to make your announcement now before we start.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell it to you. So I have 2 more donations that needs to come in. The first one is from Greta Ice Vixen. It's for $5, saying less than 3, amazing job and congrats on the PB.
Thank you.
I also have a $1,000 donation from Anonymous,
Oh my god.
and it just says GG's.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my god. Oh my
So
god.
that brings your number right now to $5,390.
Oh my god. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Now, chat, I don't like being that person that harps about stuff, but you know, we're just $10 away from 5,400, and I do like nice round numbers, so yeah.
my words don't work. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, thank you. But I guess I have to start playing the scenes. Brain work, mouth work.
Yes.
So
I figured you this would be a good spot if you needed to maybe take a moment too.
yeah. I'm trying to even. Okay, so I was thinking in PT and Crime, if you want to help me, I figured we, watch 3 or 4 scenes. So definitely, we want to show everyone the dentist scene, right? Oh, here it is.
Yep, this one's pretty absurd.
Yeah. Well, I'll just play it and then I'll let you all enjoy. Sorry, I'm just kind of speechless right now.
No, it's okay. Understandable.
Dennis, what are you doing here?
Hurry! Ew, thought I was a goner for sure. Long time no see, Alyssa. I haven't seen you since we were in primary school together. It must be 3 years?
What do you think you're doing entering a lady's residence through a window?
I have to give you something. Ah, here it is.
It's the key to my grandfather's room. Mother always had this key with her. What are you doing with it? You saw her? When and where?
Calm down, calm down. It was yesterday morning and your mother drove by in her car. Oops. And she said you might come back from boarding school and asked me to hand that key to you if she wasn't back in time.
She must have known I'd disobey her and come back here. She must have gone up to meet me. We just missed each other.
Hey, Alyssa, you've really changed since I last saw you.
I'm going to go and check my grandfather's room.
Hey!
Well, it looks like you've grown up too, Dennis.
Oh, come on. That was then and this is now. Wait a minute, would you?
And there you have it. That was our first introduction to Dennis. Always a great scene.
His legs flailing around at the end is so funny.
I was thinking Chopper one. So we talked about this before about Chopper likes to dispose of his enemies with acid. So it's gonna play this one.
Here, Albert.
Mother, what are you doing? I told you shouldn't wander around outside by yourself.
I came to tell you that dinner's ready. And I told you that you don't need to be worried about me. Your old mother may have dicky eyes, but she's not on her last legs yet. You just concentrate on your work. Anyway, what is it you're making this time? Some new toy that'll have the local kids agog, I bet.
Actually, I've been busy making this.
Albert, what's this?
Winter's coming, and I don't want you catching cold, wandering around outside. I've been making this in my spare time. How is it? Warm enough?
It's lovely. So warm and soft. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You make me sick.
I cannot stress enough that that's bug spray. I just love chat's response more than anything.
Like, where did the vat come from?
Oh, I think chat's responses are my favorite thing. Also,
To join them, give me the acids now.
while we have a breather before the next cutscene, I do have a $10 donation from Blackheart Wing saying, let's round out that number, shall we? Less than 3, bringing us to $5,400 raised for Lifeline with Linear. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the contributions, all the hard work. We did it! And y'all through, this is a time that I'm okay with being wrong, because I said 4,500 and someone said, yeah, okay. And now it says 5,400. So I had the numbers reversed. That's my bad. That was my fault. I said 45. I meant 54. It was one of those moments. I hadn't had my tea yet. I don't want to be imposing, but I think you should show them the scene where the house gets destroyed.
Oh yeah, that's where we're at. You read my mind.
Sensational.
Perfect.
Here we go.
Oh, I forgot about that part. I'm sorry. I don't know why this just hit me too, but this music just does not make sense.
It reminds me of like the Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah,
A little bit. Oh god, not the Mortal Kombat movie again.
Just the look on her face gets me every time.
Like, why are you happy about this? Your house is destroyed. Big Scare said, this new Lyft app is wild. Oh my god.
Alicia, this is no longer
Dick.
your home. This is the dark realm where I rule. In 2 hours, the clock will strike midnight. and
You
your
know what else I
15th
just
birthday
noticed
will
that
arrive.
doesn't make sense?
When that
What's that?
happens, you and I will become
You see
one.
your grandfather,
Together we will obtain
and you see Lord
eternal
Burroughs, but at no stage is it ever actually
birthday.
rationalized or
Are you looking forward to it?
explained
So am
why
I, my
this
dear.
dude
So am
in the
I. I
creepy
can't
black
wait.
coat is here.
Soon we
Because
two
it's
will
not
be
technically
united
your
forever.
grandfather.
Alyssa, you might have defeated 2 of our number, but
Like,
your
he
mother
rules here
was
and you've
killed
never
by
fought
a
him.
subordinate long ago.
You're lying. She can't.
If you don't believe me, you can go to see this.
Well then. No, but you do make an interesting point, for real though. It's not very clear, at least that I remember it. It's been a while since I watched all the cutscenes.
Yeah, like I don't think he ever actually gets explained. He just shows up in your house weird and creepy,
Mhm.
and he just talks at you. And then I think this is the second to last time you see him where he's just like, "Oh, this is my domain." And it's like, "Sir, I never even fight you. You're like the worst subordinate ever."
So I think we have time for about one more because I think for like at least four. PT Crime. Do you all have any recommendations of what we should give chat, who has
Oh,
been
God.
wonderful for their final scene? We have so many.
It's tough.
Do we give them the one where you see how your dad dies?
Oh, that would be an interesting one. What do you
Okay,
think,
so
Ryan?
chat. Yeah, it's a little bit further up, I want to say, because
Yeah,
it's before.
I think that one's funny.
It's
Yeah.
this one.
Well, and dark,
right?
but
Yeah,
yeah.
there is a murder that happens, but
Mhm.
oh wait, Big Scared has a request. Can we see Dennis with the scissor twins?
Oh God, that one's
Oh.
also absurd.
Yeah, I think that's we got to go with the chat request on that one.
So is it? Do we want to go with the fake one?
I was say there's a
Fake
couple
one?
of them. Big Scared, are you talking about when he meets them or when he's like getting sliced in half? Both of them have their own merits, let me tell you. I'm waiting to see. I'd say the one where he gets sliced in half. Or no, oh, they're both such absurd scenes.
I know.
Maybe the intro, because the one where he's laying there and about to get sliced in half is just more weird than anything, and it's just a lot of taunting, and it's weird. A weird scene because of that.
Probably the one with like the fake out, right? Isn't
Okay.
that the first one? I think that's the first one.
Yeah,
Right? Or is
the
it-
fake out is the first one.
Oh, it's called the Scissors Family.
Yeah, I believe this is the right one. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and play it, but I'm like 100% sure this is the right one.
I love this countdown they have for it too.
Yeah. Just dancing around. I can't.
And she's just standing there.
Welcome, Alyssa. That was just a dress rehearsal. Now let the show begin. Lights,
Alyssa! Stop! Hey, anything!
Give us your beating heart, or else Dennis is going to be sliced and diced.
Forget about me! I won't feel alive! Run!
Dennis!
silence. What's it going to be? Leave Dennis or donate your heart to us? The clock is ticking. Look at him. We need an answer.
Yes, what's it to be?
That's apparently her answer.
Oh God.
Alright, so that's pretty much that scene. Thank you so much, Big Scared. That was a really good recommendation.
Yeah.
I do believe it probably should end at least the run on this one.
Dude, what now?
Oh, we should end up like the scenes are doing. I don't know where we are with like timing wise. I didn't know if
We are
should do one
currently
last
at-
one, or...
Let me check because I know we're at 11 o'clock MT. Which means it's going to be 1 a.m. ET. I mean, it's
Yeah.
your marathon. If you want to do one more, I am not going to stop you. Otherwise, I would say we could start moving over to the closing things. It's really up to you.
I totally missed that. What was it? Okay. All right, team. What are we thinking?
Now it is going to be the one where your dad dies.
Yeah, I think that's a good
Okay.
one because
All
it's
right.
just absurd. Warning for murder. I mean, the entire
Yeah.
game is warning for murder, but actual warning for murder.
Yeah, like
Right.
this warning for murder is at least way gentler than the first warning for murder in the game because dear God.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Oh, so we should preface this by saying that Alyssa never grew up with her dad because she just knows that he died at a young age and she never knows how that happened.
Mum, is that you? Where are you?
Alyssa, my sweet baby. This necklace has been handed down in the Hamilton family for generations.
That's a
There are
big
4
baby.
leaves,
Like
one of which
huge.
and courage. These 4 leaves together lead the wearer to true happiness. I'll give it to you, Elisa, when you're older.
Maybe that's a reader trait. I don't know.
You're laughing. Philip, darling, father, Alyssa has laughed for the first time.
Not that baby is 48 months old.
What is doing, Dick? Stop, Dick! Don't do this!
That's how it broke.
Doesn't make any sense.
Why did Nancy have to marry a man like you? A man with no spine, no spirit.
I love the mixed reactions in chat of people being like, no, what are you doing? And other people being like, Lamau.
God, the axe upturning in that cutscene is so funny.
Right, like, I just wish I could have been in that production room when someone pitched that that's how we get the axe set up. Put it the wrong way, then turn it.
Mm-hmm.
And no one stopped them. That's the best part, is that no one stopped them. Everyone heard that and said, you know what, sounds great.
All right. On that note, that was our final cutscene. So thank you everyone for watching my playthrough of Clock Tower 3. I hope you all have fun.
And then with that being said, we're going to take a small, just a heckin' small break. Again, we do have one more thing we need to go through with everyone. It's just going to be, you know, some nice little words and all that stuff. Actually, I don't know exactly what it is. Don't take my word for it in any way, shape, or form. But we do have one more thing that we like to do. So we're going to take a small breather to, as usual, get up, stretch your legs, unshrimp your back. Maybe don't eat something at this hour, but if you want to, who am I to stop you and who am I to judge? Do what you need to do. We're going to be back here in a couple of moments, and then we will go ahead and do the finale thing. You'll probably hear a little bit more from me before that, though, so we'll see you here in a couple of moments, yeah?
Just want to say, amazing job on that run, and GG on the PB, and I'm so proud of you, and you're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much for supporting me.
Always. I'll see you in chat. I'm looking forward to the finale. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Hello again, everybody. This is PT here. Just wanted to say thank you so much, everyone, for having me for the event. Thank you so much, Linear, for having me host for you. Thank you to everyone who helped put this together, who put together their runs and other fun items and all the things that brought us together to mutually benefit Lifeline with Linear at $5,400. Your donations, your contributions will not go unnoticed. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. But with that being said, I have been your finale host for this evening. I am Pleasantly Twisted. Many of you call me PT. You can find me over on twitch.tv/pleasantly twisted. Do not put vowels in twisted. You will find someone that is not me. And when you get some weird content, it is no longer my problem. I didn't do it. You did. It's Pleasantly Twisted, all one word, no vowels in twisted specifically. I have a blue sky. I just be yapping over there. Sometimes I talk about things that are important. Other times I just talk about video games and cool stuff. And then sometimes I post pictures of my nails. I also have Instagram and I guess technically I have a TikTok, but I don't use it no more because reasons. With that said, thank you so much, everyone, for having me. If you are a part of this event, know that you have done some good in the world and that you are fan-diddly-tastic. We're going to go ahead and shoot it over to Linear for one more message for the event. And we will say have a nice evening after that, yeah? So I will go ahead and let Linear take it away.